Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Mama Magic Fantastic, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Mindcrank, where we put players against themselves in a battle of wits to see how much knowledge about useless and silly magic trivia they know. The rules are simple. We start each player with a deck of 30 cards, akin to what you may call points. They will try to protect their deck by answering questions to prevent getting milled or losing points. At the end, we'll see how well they protected their deck and how many cards or points they have remaining. At the end, we'll place them on our leaderboard to determine who will reign supreme at the top of the Mindcrank. But don't worry, points don't really matter too much. Feel free to play along at home and see how well you do. And now, to introduce this week's guest, Brando from the Commander Cookout, or the CCO. Welcome to the show, Brando, and thank you for being here today.
Oh, hello. I'm super happy to be here, Gwen. This is very exciting for me.
Oh, I am so glad that you are here. It's been fun chatting with you before the show. But tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved with the Commander Cookout, and a little bit about the show itself.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, my name is Brando with 3 exclamation points. I got involved with the show actually. Me and my co-host / friend Ryan were just kind of sitting around one day, and we thought, like, we talk magic all the time anyway. And at the time, I was really trying to kind of beef up my chops at work, and I thought that maybe having a podcast or something that shows that I'm capable of hosting a radio show or doing something like that would help me further my career. And Ryan just kind of wanted to do it because we thought it'd be fun, and a couple of our friends, mainly again Clayton, kind of pushed us towards doing it. And one day we just figured, the hell with it, we'll give it a try, and kind of the rest is history, really. The show took on kind of a life of its own, and we really had I'm not saying we're hugely successful at the beginning, but we had enough people listening and liking the show that we decided to keep doing it. And it's really been a great time. We've kind of built a community of people that are kind of akin to us, where we just mainly focus on having fun and making friends and playing games with people that you're going to want to either revisit in your brain, or people that you're going to want to play with all the time. And I think we've managed to do that, and a lot of the people out there in the greater Commander community have kind of become members of the nation, and I think that we've had a really positive impact out there, even if it's small.
Well, so long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's all that it's about.
Hell
and
yeah.
The fact that you got a nice big following too doesn't hurt.
Never.
Well, that's really cool. I'm glad that you started doing that. Thank you for being on the show again. Now, we have 6 games lined up today. Are you ready to enter the Mindcrank and play some games?
Yes, I think so. Yes, I am.
All right. Well, we're going to start, as always, with Did I Say That? Now, some cards have multiple printings with different flavor texts. I'm going to read you 6 different texts. Some of them are going to be the actual flavor text, others I have made up. It's going to be your job to determine if it's real or not. Each wrong answer will mill you 1 card. Today's card is Murder. But a quick reminder of what Murder does. Murder is a black instant with casting cost of 1 black. It has destroy target creature. Now, I hope you're not too familiar with Murder.
I love Murder.
Oh,
I didn't realize there was a card, but I love Murder.
Oh, well, are you ready to begin?
Absolutely, I am.
All right.
Who we murdering first?
Who are we murdering first? Well, let's find out. Flavor text number 1. Is this an actual or made up flavor text? No matter how busy my schedule gets, I always try to take time for that personal touch. Queen Marchesa. No matter how busy my schedule gets, I always try to take time for that personal touch. Quoted from Queen Marchesa. Is this an actual or made up flavor text?
That sounds like a real card to me. So if you wrote that, that's very clever. So I'm going to say that's a real card.
I am a clever person.
Yeah.
And indeed, so are you. That is an actual flavor text.
Yeah, baby, that's awesome. 100%. Let's just quit here.
Let's just quit here.
Yeah,
all right, shortest
yeah.
show. Thank you for being here, listener. Well, let's head over to flavor text number 2. Having warm blood has increasingly become a weakness on Innistrad. Thalia, Knight Cathar. Having warm blood has increasingly become a weakness on Innistrad. Thalia, Knight Cathar. Is this an actual or made-up flavor text?
I think that one sounds made up to me.
Very good. I did make that one up.
If I had a champagne bottle, I'd shake it up and spray it everywhere.
That's a waste of good champagne.
Never. Celebrating is never a bad use of anything, even if it's just pouring on the floor.
I like your attitude. Very good. All right, let's head to flavor text number 3. By fate or by will, every rain must come to an end. Kethis, the hidden hand. By fate or by will, every rain must come to an end. Kethis, the hidden hand.
Man, I really like that. That's really cool. I hope that's real. Just because I want it to be real, I'm gonna say it's a real card.
It is.
Oh yes. Ooh. Yeah, I totally knew that one. That was definitely knowing it and not a guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a song where they say the word rain, and for the longest time, I constantly thought they meant rain like R-A-I-N, not R-E-I-G-N. One reminded me, and it took me years to realize. But
it would change the whole song, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah, like, is it raining or are you? Yeah. It's important.
Yes, what made it even more confusing is they used the word sun as well, S-O-N, and I thought they were meaning S-U-N.
Oh my.
But nicely job. Nice done. Now we're going to go into flavor text number 4. It's not work if you enjoy it. It's not work if you enjoy it.
That would be a good flavor text for murder. I'm gonna say that one's made up though. Oh, balls.
I'm gonna have to mill you one card.
Oh, that sucks. That totally sucks. Oh, I knew I should have quit after that first question.
All right, flavor text number 5. It's already too late when you feel the blood dripping before your eyes. It's already too late when you feel the blood dripping before your eyes.
I'm gonna say that one's made up also.
Damn.
Yeah, there we go.
Couldn't fool you there.
Back on top. Love it.
All right, and let's go to our last flavor text. An assassin needs to be ruthless, cunning, and heartless. Basarios the Blade. An assassin needs to be ruthless, cunning, and heartless. Basarios the Blade.
I'm gonna say that one's made up.
Excellent work. Excellent work.
Oh, I assume that means I won't be totally milled out because I did really good there, right? Like
you did amazing. That was really good. You got 5 right. Only milled 1 card. All right. Ooh. Now, speaking of cards, when did you start playing Magic?
Oh boy, I don't remember like what year it was or whatever, but I do remember that you could still buy a lot of Ice Age stuff, and Stronghold was like the new hotness. And I had a couple of buddies in school who were as into it as we could be. We were in like grade 6 or 7 maybe, and they were into it as you can be as like a little kid running around. And I would come over to their place and they'd show me how to play, and we built terrible decks and just kind of farted around on the kitchen floor in the backyard with these cards, right? And
of course, on the back streets, without sleeves on, scuff them all up.
Oh hell yeah, playing out in the alley in the rain, like that's just how we did it, right? In the boot room at school, like you walk in with your winter boots on and everything's wet, and you throw the cards on the floor because like whatever, we're kids, and that's what you do. And it always stuck with me as a game. I bought a couple of the cards, but I didn't get into playing seriously until right before Mirrored and Standard, which anybody who played during Mirrored and Standard knows that was like one of the worst times to kind of play Magic because of Affinity, and it kind of came in and wrecked everything. So I quit for a while again after that. Came back in around, I think Alara was the new thing at the time, and I played Standard for a little while, and then when EDH like first became a thing, I realized that it was like the casual format that I always wanted, and reminded me of when I was a little kid playing on the floor in the boot room, and I full on with a vengeance back into the game after that, and I've been here ever since, and they're never going to get rid of me.
Well, we don't want to get rid of you either.
Aw, thanks.
All right. Well, let's jump into our next game. This is Mama's Mashups. I'm going to describe 2 different cards in detail. You'll need to mash the 2 cards into one. For example, if I describe the cards for Wilderness Reclamation and Reclamation Sage, you would answer Wilderness Reclamation Sage. They both share the word or syllable or sound reclamation. Wilderness Reclamation Sage. You may ask up to 4 clues by milling a card each. Each of the first 2 clues will give you the card image. Each of the second 2 clues will give you the card name. Each wrong answer will automatically provide you with 1 clue. If you say the card correctly, I will let you know. Answering the final mashed up name correctly will spare you from milling another card. We're going to start with our first set of cards. Our first card is a black enchantment for 1 black, 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 and it has the ability, whenever a creature you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. Our next card is a blue instant with a casting cost of 0. It has counter target spell. At the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 3 blue blue. If you don't, you lose the game. Mash these 2 cards up together. Do either one sound familiar to you?
Chapman. That's Grave Pact of Negation.
Perfect. Grave Pact of Negation. We're on a roll.
Sick. Oh man, I'm on the level today. I'm on the ball. I'm on the cusp.
Oh, this one's a little more tricky. We're going to go into mashup number 2. Our first card is an artifact with a casting cost of 1 generic, and you may tap it to look at target player's hand. Our second card is an artifact with a casting cost of 3 generic. With the ability, as this card enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. Mash these 2 cards up together.
Oh my. Okay, so look at target player's hand.
And choose a creature type. And the creatures of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. Do either of them sound familiar?
Yeah, but I don't. No, that's not what that one is at all.
Well, speak out loud. Maybe you might.
I don't know. Can I get a hint? Is it a thing I'm allowed to do? I know that.
Yes, you are allowed to get some hints.
Okay,
Well,
hint.
Give you a hint for the first card by milling you 1 card.
God.
What do you see there?
Glasses. Urza's glasses. Urza's spectacles? Man, somebody out there's reading this going, come on, Brando, you suck. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm terrible. Because I know this card. I've seen this card before. I own this card. There's one of them upstairs right now. Okay, give me more. I need more.
Well, maybe figuring out the second card, I can give you a clue for that, might help you figure out the first card's name. Would you like to go for a second card clue?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here is your image. Well, what do you see there?
That's Urza's incubator.
You got that one right. That is Urza's Incubator. Does that help you figure out the first card?
Well, if they're mashed together... They're not sunglasses, that's an uncard.
Oh, Sunglasses is not an uncard.
Sunglasses?
Monocles of Urza was a uncard. Sunglasses and Urza was an actual card that allowed you to use red, white mana as either red or white.
Oh, okay. Because it's something of Urza, so it's...
But these Sunglasses of Urza and this card came out in the same set in Alpha.
It's obviously...
I think you're almost there. Not Sunglasses of Urza.
Eyeglasses of Urza's Replicator? There's spectacles of Urza's Replicator? Or...
Well, you're saying Replicator. You had the name correct before.
Urza's Incubator.
So what do you want to do? You want to go with...
Is it Spectacles of Urza's Incubator?
Is that your final guess?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to give you a final clue.
Glasses of Urza's Incubator.
There you go. I'm going to have to tell you two more, though.
Oh, that whomps. That sucks.
You were I'm so close.
I apologize to everybody out there.
You first looked at it and you're like, Glasses of Urza. And then you're like, no, Spectacles. Oh, you were so close. You had it.
Go with my gut. Believe in myself.
Yes. Now, you are part of the Commander Cookout.
Yes.
And you like to talk about Commander. Is that, in fact, your favorite format?
Absolutely.
Do you have any other formats you play?
Not really. The only format around here that really gets, any kind of play around here for the most part is Draft, which I am notoriously horrific at. I've never been good at it, and I have very bad luck with opening cards.
Playing Draft improves your Commander gameplay.
I'm pretty good. I don't know if I want to get. I don't know if I want to get any better. I don't want to speak too highly of myself. But and then there's some there's some standard around here too. But I've found that over the last few years, I just don't want to try and keep chasing standard. Oko kind of just was like, I've had enough of this. Like, I don't want to keep chasing this crud anymore. So I'm fully outfitted to play things like Modern and Legacy, but there really isn't a big scene for that around here. And I would play if I could. I have a really good Legacy Dredge deck, and I think I could still field like Burn and or Goblins, but I don't think those are really competitive decks in the format anymore. But I mean, I used to play those all the time when I had the opportunity. Alas, I don't anymore. So I'm mostly a Commander player now. And if given the opportunity, I would probably jump in and jam in some of those other formats. But the opportunity doesn't come up very often for me.
Well, that's perfectly fine. Commander is a wonderful format.
Hell yeah, it is.
Now, we're going to jump into game number 3.
Right.
This is called Background Checks. Now, sometimes we just don't pay attention to all the details of the artwork in our cards. So let's see how well you can remember what's going on in the background of selected card arts. I'm going to give you a card name and give you 3 possible art descriptions. You just need to tell me which is the true description. Each wrong answer will mill you 1 card. We're going to start with Uktabi Kong from Unhinged. Uktabi Kong from Unhinged. Is the actual artwork A, a Godzilla-like monster holding a sign that says, "Down with Kong"? Is it an inebriated-looking orangutan and a very pregnant monkey? Or is it C, a gorilla with 3 bananas in its mouth and a banana in each ear while scratching its head? Which is the actual artwork for this card, Uktabi Kong? Bear in mind it is an unhinged card. So a Godzilla holding a sign.
I think it's C.
A gorilla with 3
The
bananas
orangutan.
in its mouth and a banana in each ear while scratching its head?
Yeah, because I think that the other one was like a real card, wasn't it? Where the two monkeys are, like in the background of the card. I think it's C. I think the uncard was actually less.
Oh, no, it's actually
Damn it.
is.
Or-
An inebriated-looking orangutan with a
Ha!
pregnant monkey in the background.
Oh, so I was even thinking of the right card, and then I was like, no, that's a real card. I'm an idiot. I'm bad.
Well, let's go on to the next card, which is the Uktabi Orangutan from Visions. Is the artwork for Uktabi Orangutan from Visions an orangutan swimming from a vine with the same monkeys from Uktabi Kong, the card we just said, that are getting it on, an orangutan swinging on a vine while stealing a banana out of a goblin's hand, or C, an orangutan that's oblivious that it's about to get eaten by a giant Venus flytrap behind it.
That is definitely A.
Definitely A.
I'm very confident. And
It
that
is, in fact. Now, we don't know if they're really getting it on or not, but it certainly looks like it.
In no universe are those monkeys not getting it on.
Yes, and then Uktabi Kong is the follow-up to this image.
Yeah, and they're pregnant. Yeah, I forgot that they did the pregnancy angle later on.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Wizards really focuses on things that for their unsets, what their player base likes to make fun of and such. So they do a great job with that. So I did have to mill another card due to the Uktabi Kong, but you got this one right. So you're doing excellent still. Excellent still. Now, going back to Commander, do you have a favorite Commander or a deck that you like to play?
Absolutely, I have one of each. My favorite Commander, I think, all time is Omnath Locus of Rage.
Oh, that's it.
I don't like it because it's so strong or because it's so broken or whatever. I just like it because it plays the game on an
That's
axis
the landfall deck I would want to build.
And it just like it's so cool because it interacts with the game where all you have to play are really ramp cards and a couple of payoffs, and you have a really good deck. And anybody can build that because every set has a ramp card in it that's at commons will cost you 10 cents. And is your deck going to be the most powerful? Probably not. But it gives you the opportunity to build like a really high-powered deck with cards that are just, left on a table after a draft. But my favorite deck is by far my Norin the Wary list that you can see somewhere. I love Norin the Wary. I like that it focuses on, it lets you build virtually anything you want.
Those decks could be very silly.
Oh yeah, and I think that everybody has seen at least one Norin the Wary list in the past, and they just kind of play some of those off-the-wall red cards that just either don't see a lot of play or only see play in really niche kind of markets. And at least in mine, like every card in it is a card that I absolutely love playing with, and so it gives me the opportunity to just jam all my favorites into one deck.
Well, we'll edit that out. But one thing about Norin the Wary is I'm going to ruin it for you forever. This is how you played Norin the Wary. Peekaboo.
No, I'd do that. Mm-hmm. I would 100% do that at the end of every turn, like, and then people be getting wrecked on. It's a super fun deck, and I highly recommend anybody who's ever thought about it or looked at the card and thought, man, this card is stupid. Why would anybody ever do this? To just give it a chance.
Yep, that's what I thought before I saw it in action.
Right? And it'll surprise you, and that's always fun.
Oh, you know what else is fun?
Tell me.
Games.
Yes.
All right, we're going to go to a brand new game. It's called Legends of the Puns. I'm going to tell you a little story about a legendary creature or planeswalker. You need to turn their name into a pun to complete the story. For example, if I said the legendary dragon god Nico Bolas was turned into a little girl, they are now known as Nico Bo blank, then you would respond with Nico Bo Lass, because he was turned into a little girl
Okay. I see
So,
what you're doing here.
some answers might require 2 words. And you can ask for a free clue if needed. Each wrong answer will mill you 1 card. We have 4 puns in today. Our first pun and story is Perforos, the god of the forge, hadn't bathed in a century that his smell was so disgusting and nasty that all the other guards started calling him Perfor Blank.
He smells
Yes, smelled bad that they started calling Perforos Perfor Blank.
Perfor gross.
You got that one.
Yeah.
Perfor
Like
Nicely
me.
done. Nicely
All
done.
Right. All right. I'm good at this game now. Mhm. Yeah, I'm the best at this game.
Well, you like making puns in your show with people's names. So I thought this might be a good game for you.
Oh,
Our next... Go ahead.
always willing to try new things.
Our next pun is about Soren Markov, who was sleeping so noisily in his coffin that his grandfather started calling him Blank Markov. Soren Markov was sleeping so noisily in his coffin that his grandfather started calling him Blank Markov.
Snorin Markov.
That is correct. Snoren Markov.
Yeah. Oh, got there. I'm really good at this game. This is cool.
All right, we're gonna go to number 3. When Krenko isn't out recruiting goblins, he loves to relax with a mug of his special hot chocolate that he calls Kren Blank. When Krenko isn't out recruiting goblins, he loves to relax with a mug of his special hot chocolate, and he calls that Kren Blank.
Would it be Kreng Coco?
Kren Coco!
Yes! Oh! Yes! This is very exciting. This is very exciting. This is good.
Now,
I like this.
This
Did you
is the
just pick
one.
cards that I like. This is really cool.
Now, this is the one that made me laugh for like 5 minutes straight when I wrote it.
Okay.
But Torbrand the dwarf loves eating a bowl of this healthy brown breakfast cereal every morning. Before going into battle, he pours himself a big bowl of Tor Blank. Torbrand the dwarf loves eating a bowl of this healthy brown breakfast cereal every morning. Before going into battle, he pours himself a big bowl of Tor Blank.
Like Tor bran flakes? Is that it? Is that it?
Tor Bran Flakes.
Oh.
A perfect game.
Oh, look at that. It's because you had 3 of the cards that are very important to my Norin the Wary deck that we were just talking about.
Oh, really?
I'm
Really?
familiar. Perforos makes Norin kill everybody. Torbrand makes Norin and Perforos kill everybody even more. And Krenko adds more goblins, thereby allowing Torbrand and Perforos to help me kill everybody even more.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Hey, you
worked
did
out good
awesome
for
on
me.
that game. You did
Oh, thanks.
awesome. Hey, now, why don't you tell us a little something interesting about yourself that people might not know about you?
Oh, wow. Something interesting about me. What is interesting about me? Just one thing. What's the most interesting thing about Brando? Okay, I mean, if you listen to the show, you'd probably know this, but prior to and quasi during the beginning of Commander Cookout podcast, I was a aspiring professional wrestler. I did a little bit of traveling for that, and I mean, I never got to work with anybody like famous. I know, I was so jacked. Not that jacked, but I mean, look at me, I'm small now. But I got to do all kinds of crazy stuff, and I got to do some of the road stories that you would have seen. Like I got to drive across frozen lakes and get lost in like northern backcountry roads and get paid no money for 4 days work, and I had a great time doing it. Built character.
Now, how does a Canadian wrestler work? I mean, you hit someone, then you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I never did that, but I did actually wrestle with a guy who was very much like that, where he almost didn't. It's almost like he didn't understand that it was a show and we were all there to like work together and put on a great show for the people that paid money to watch us. And so he was always very apologetic whenever he'd do something wrong, or he'd like potato you right in the face, and he'd like bend down, oh man, I'm so sorry. And then afterwards, it's like, man, first of all, never apologize to me in front of an audience because it makes us look stupid. And two, like, stop punching me for real, man. Like, oh, actually, that same guy. Here's a fun story. I don't know if I've ever actually told this in public before. We had a match lined up and we were going and wrestling or whatever. And I gave him a suplex. I assume everybody knows what a suplex is.
And if they don't, you can look it up.
He's upside down in the air. And he says to me,
isn't that your thing? Don't Google that.
Yes, but you can Google this. It's very safe. and he whispers in my ear, dude, don't lift me so high. This is scary. And I dropped him like I'm supposed to, and it was safe and it was fine. And he immediately got up and threw up in a garbage can outside the ring.
Oh, gross. That's perfect gross.
Yeah, it was just that's just not the thing I wanted to have happen just then. But I mean, that's something interesting. Well, it's just a me thing.
Well, thank you for sharing a little interesting thing about yourself. That was pretty funny.
Happy to.
And now we have a game especially for you.
Ooh.
It's called Know Yo Rando, Brando.
Oh, this is very exciting. I feel like I've already won.
All right, I'm going to tell you two different cards. Simply tell me which of the two cards has the word random in its text, not counting reminder text. Each wrong answer mills one.
Okay.
All right, so Know Yo Rando, Brando. Which one has the word random in it? Is it reap the past or encroach? Reap the past or encroach?
I want to say reap the past. It returns a random thing from your graveyard to your hand, right?
Yes, you are correct.
Yes!
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Got there.
Know Your Rando, Brando 2. Maddening Hex or Grassland Crusader? Maddening Hex or Grassland Crusader?
Random. Maddening Hex is a curse that retargets their stuff at random, I think. Yes?
Is that your final answer?
I think it's Maddening Hex, yes.
Wow, you know your Rando, Brando.
Yeah, baby! Baby! So good.
All right, yes, indeed. It's a curse that reattaches to an opponent at random.
There we go.
I hope you didn't see it. All right. Now, our next one is Riss the Exiled or Urgoro the Empty One. Riss the Exiled or Urgoros the Empty One.
Riss the Exiled is from Shadowmoor, and he's an elf card. So, based on that, I'm gonna say the not Riss one. Urgoros,
the empty one. That is correct.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, it does have a Hypnotic Spectre ability, so it makes your opponent discard a card at random when you hit them for combat damage.
Man, I miss Hypnotic Spectre. I remember the days where the best turn one play ever was Swamp, Dark Ritual, Hypnotic Spectre, and people would just like scoop. I don't have a bolt to kill that, I lose.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're not like that anymore, but I do miss Hypnotic Spectre. I think that more people should play that card.
I miss Mana Burn. Just kidding.
No, you don't. Nobody misses Mana Burn.
All right. Know Your Rando, Brando, number 4. Fountain Watch or Capricious Efreet. Fountain Watch or Capricious Efreet.
Fountain Watch. I don't know that one. Capricious Efreet. I think I know that card. And it sounds like something that would be random. I'm going to say Capricious Efreet.
You are on a roll.
Yeah!
This one allows you to pick one of your non-land permanents and two of non-land permanents that you don't control and destroy one of them at random.
Oh, yeah, man, I should playing that card.
Actually, a way that red can destroy enchantments.
Oh, I should play that. How much does it cost?
I don't know.
To play. I'll get one.
The casting cost is 4 red. 4 red.
Might be worth it though. I'm gonna try that.
Huh?
I'm gonna write that down later. Write it down now. No, I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna do it later. I'm busy right now. I'm on the show. I'm not gonna take notes while I'm on the show.
All right, let's head to number 5. Crystalline Giant or Liability. Crystalline Giant or Liability.
Okay, do I know either? Yeah. Crystalline Giant is a creature from Ikoria, and at the beginning of combat, it gets a random ability counter. So I'm going to say Crystalline Giant.
Nicely done. Done. Now for bonus points, name all of those abilities without making a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. This is a card.
Vigilance, First Strike, Trample, Death Touch, Flying, +1/+1. Reach. Did I miss any? Did I get them all?
Let's see. Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace. I think you missed Menace.
Yeah.
Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and +1/+1. But you're doing great.
I don't even know what Menace does, so I don't feel bad for missing that.
Menace cannot be blocked unless it's blocked by 2 creatures.
Oh.
All right, and now we're going to go to our final game of the night. What are the rules anyway? Now, some official rules are just strange. Can you tell the difference between an official rule versus a fake rule? Each wrong answer will mill you 1 card.
I never played Magic. All the rules sound like fake rules. This is going to be impossible. Oh,
We're gonna start with Guardian of Faith. It's a 3/2 creature spirit knight for 1 white. It has Flash and Vigilance, and when Guardian Faith enters the battlefield, any number of other target creatures you control phase out. In the official Gatherer rules for Guardian of Faith, does it say, I guess it would be nice, but you can't touch this body? Does it say B, you just gotta have faith? Or C, there is no weird rule for this card? A, I guess it would be nice, but you just can't touch this body. B, you just gotta have faith. Or C, there is no weird rule for this card.
I can't think of any weird rules. I'm going to say C. I'm going to say there isn't any weird rules for this card.
You're right.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Well, you had me worried there for a second. I'm like, you looked like you had lost all faith in me. And I was like, oh no. I ruined it.
George and Michael won't be very happy if I did that. All right, our next card is Expropriate. It's a sorcery for 7 blue with Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each player votes for time or money. For each time vote, take an extra turn after this one. For each money vote, choose a permanent owned by the voter and gain control of it. Exile, Expropriate. Is the actual rule A, hey, money talks, B, we're not reliable for ruined friendships, or C, there is no weird rule for this card?
Now, I play Expropriate, and I play it in a stacks deck, and I've seen how salty the table gets. So just to meme on it, I'm going to say B. They're not liable for... I bet you they wrote that down, because I'll bet you they played this card, and then somebody quit the company. So I'm going to say B.
No. Hey, $20.
Oh, it's because the card is so damn expensive.
Oh, gonna have to mail you another one. It's been a while since I've done that.
Well, darn it. I like what I said better. WotC should do better with their weird rules.
And
Go
our
out there.
final game of the evening. Our final card is Revel in Riches. This is a black enchantment for 4 and a black. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a colorless treasure artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. The official rules say, please refrain from throwing your treasure tokens into the air, as this may distract or injure other players. Does it say B? Please refrain from saying in a pirate voice, you are all dead. Gloating isn't very nice. Or C, there is no weird rule for this card. So does it say A, please refrain from throwing your treasure tokens into the air, as this may distract or injure other players? B, please from saying in a pirate voice, you are all dead.
You are all dead.
Gloating isn't very nice.
I really like that second one. I really do. And I'm going to do that next time I play Revel in Riches. I hope that isn't a riddle rule. So I'm going to hope that it's not that one. And I'm going to say A.
Please refrain from throwing your treasure tokens. Mm-hmm. Yes. And now, according to the official rules, you can use anything that you want to represent a token. You could even use nails. So please refrain from throwing your treasure tokens into the air, as it may distract or injure other players.
Now, I'm doubly happy here. 1, because I got that question right, and that makes me feel really smart and cool. And 2, because that means you made up that B, and that makes you really smart and cool.
Well, thank you so much.
Because that's very funny, and I'm definitely I'm stealing that. I'm going to use that. I'll give you credit for it, but I'm definitely going to use that.
But gloating isn't very nice.
Nyar, you're all dead. Arr. Oh man, I'm so pumped to do that now.
This was absolutely awesome having you on the show today. That was a lot of fun. And now, so long as I did the scoring correctly, it looks like your score is 23.
Wow, that sounds pretty good.
Yes,
right?
yes, you have 23 cards remaining.
Ah.
Yes, which I believe should put you at the top of the leaderboard.
What does that mean? I won, and then I won again, I won more than everybody else?
Yeah, that should put you at the top of the leaderboard right
now.
Oh,
get wrecked, everybody!
Oh, there's only 3 others.
Hey, yo, I'm still on top. Okay,
hey,
top 25% right here. I'm the cream of the crop, like the Macho Man. That is excellent. Please never do another one of these. I retire undefeated.
Oh, hey Brando, I really want to thank you for coming out and playing the Mindcrank with me today. I had a lot of fun. Of fun. Now, if people want to find you, how can they find you?
You can find me on Commander Cookout. We are anywhere better podcasts or YouTube shows are found. If you just Google Commander Cookout Podcast, commandercookout.com, or CCO Podcast on Twitter. If you want to follow me on, or you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm CCO Brando. I also have a little YouTube channel where I get destroyed opening boxes. It's Brando Does Stuff. It's a great time if you want to see me open bad boxes so that nobody else has to. And the best place to find us, honestly, is commandercookout.com. We have some cool new stickers up there and some neat merch if anybody's interested. And it's got links to all of our stuff. And everybody's welcome. Everybody come down. We'd love to have you.
Well, thank you, Brando. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of the listeners. Now, feel free to leave a comment. Let us know how well you did. Did you beat today's guest? It's going to be a hard one. Don't forget to give me a like, subscribe, and share. It really helps me out a lot. Once again, I am Mama Magic Fantastic. This has been the Mindcrank. And remember, be happy, be true, be you. Bye, and thank you.